about to get into a little bit of period of weakness here with markets, kind of very extended, very overbought, very deviated. You've had a very big run here. If you haven't taken some profits, rebalanced some risk, today's a really good day to do that. Now, all right, let's get to what you need to know before the bell this morning. The market sold off last week, and we had talked about the market being overbought. We were kind of extended, and we needed a bit of a correction. We got that correction back to the 200-day moving average. Again, we talked about this kind of coalescing level of support. You have the 20-day that's now rallied back to the 100-day, the 200-day as well. It's all right here, so there's a ton of support sitting right here at 57.90. Markets are going to bounce nicely off that today. So we've had a nice little test of the support. And so if we can kind of continue to hold above this, continue to consolidate, that's actually very bullish for the markets. Now, the trick here, though, is we are triggering a MACD sell signal from a fairly high level, as well as we're not oversold yet. So again, we're not done with this kind of this correction consolidation phase that we've had after this very, very strong run from the lows. So there is risk here to the markets, at least temporarily, that we're going to have some more consolidation, could have a pullback. The 50-day moving average is sitting at 57.30. So if we get some more news on the EU, it's that's not going well, whatever it is, we could certainly see this market sell off here a bit more because of the market still being fairly overbought on both the momentum and relative strength basis. But the good news right now is that we're going to try to hold that support today. But again, we may be very limited to the upside. Again, the 6,000 level on the S&P is probably going to be a bit of a challenge here for a bit until we kind of work through some more of the concerns in the markets. And also don't forget that the month of June tends to be one of the weaker months of the year. So again, as we start losing the corporate share buybacks around the middle of the month, and as we start heading into earnings season, if there's concerns about the strength or veracity of the earnings season coming up and for quarter two, we could see this market struggle a little bit more. And that would not be uncommon for the month of June. Now, July tends to be a much stronger month. And of course, that's also when you have corporate share buybacks come back as well towards the end of the month. So again, we're about to get into a little bit of period of weakness here. So again, if you haven't, with markets, kind of very extended, very overbought, very deviated, you've had a very big run here. If you haven't taken some profits, rebalanced some risk, today's a really good day to do that. Use this rally today, take a little bit of money off the table. And it doesn't mean sell everything. It just means, if you have a position that was, 2% of your portfolio, it's now 3% because of this rally, trim it back to 2%. Do a little bit of nipping and tucking and pruning and weeding in your portfolio. Stuff that's not working, take it out of the portfolio, right? You can always come back to it later. It just means it's not working right now. So kind of look at your portfolio, look at your allocation, look at your diversification, make sure that you're kind of set up properly. And this is a really good point with this rally to start doing some of that work in the portfolio. Don't wait until the market, don't try to, say, the market might go up a little bit more after today. Maybe, right? But, trying to wait for that perfect moment typically gets you trapped in the next down leg of the market like we just had back here in April. So again, then you get trapped. It's like, well, I can't do it now. I got to wait for a rally. Well, here's the rally to do that. So take advantage of that. Rebalance your risk a bit. Doesn't mean get super negative, but just put a little bit of cash in the books here. We're going to potentially have a weak month as we go forward. And again, this market's still got some work to do here before we kind of get back on firmer footing. So again, just be a little cautious here. That's what you need to know before the bell this morning.